Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're back to another episode of the Friday Podcast with your host, not Bart Simpson, Chris X Chaos in the building. The X is for Xavier. Also, I was thinking the other day, a couple months ago, I was like, man, I'm not chaotic anymore. Well, my reaction to things is still very chaotic. It's been a minute. It's been a month. I'm on vacation now. I had to just go hard that last month of school, and I didn't even go hard, man. I went soft in the motherfucker. Still late. Had to go to court for truancy. Went in with 1 count, came out with 2 counts. My car is basically about to die. I got another one lined up. It's a hoopty, but it drives and it has AC and it has Bluetooth radio. So, we're all good. Went to a engagement party for my sister and my brother-in-law. That was fun. It was, it's nerve-wracking when you're getting ready for them. You're just so nervous. But I was like, fuck it, let's get this done. So I introduced myself to everybody. There was wine, so I drank some wine. I usually don't drink, but what the fuck, I'm drinking wine. And then right after that, we had to take my son to this, one of his stepdad's friends' ranch. And they were all kicking it there and a bunch of family. So my mom was driving, so I was like, let me sip some wine. Loosen up the... And then I got too loose. I started realizing, okay, I got too loose. Because then I started saying things that didn't make sense. When you realize, okay, I'm funny, but then you start getting to the point where like, oh wait, that didn't, never mind. Wine. I got a pin for my 10-year anniversary of my job, which is pretty tight. To be recognized, that's a long time. A decade I've been working at the same elementary school as a teacher assistant, and I'm proud, and I love it, and it's tough, but obviously working in that type of environment, everybody's like, yo, when you gonna get your degree? When you gonna be a teacher? I was like, oh, shit. It's like I'm working on a podcast, and then I started working on a podcast for a month. So I am alive and well. I don't know if anybody worried. Thank you for the new subscribers. We're up to 271. It's amazing. The other day we were at 250, so it's just like, I love it. And I love everybody who's joined us today. So, we're going to go into some random questions, as we usually do. Number 1256 from 3,000 random questions about myself. I'm trying to read what I said right here. Because it says, if you had to take superhero sides, are you Marvel or DC? And I put Marvelous. Spider-Man, Venom, X-Men. Anyway, but I already did that one. Well, I wrote them on 1/9/21. I don't know if I actually, read these. So let me just read what I wrote on 1/9/21. What temptation can you not resist? Shaving. Because I have OCD, so I like to shave a lot. When you get stuck on bed rest, what do you do to pass the time? Sleep, watch movies, but now I watch YouTube. Do you move a lot physically? Yes, at work. What is your special song? Oh, that one that goes, Kid Cudi. Oh, it's called Cudi Montage by Kid See Ghost, which I don't even listen to anymore. How sociable are you in a new group setting? Normal, not too much or too little. What's your favorite time of the year? Summer. That's what it is right now. Who is the best playwright, in your opinion? Excuse me. I don't know a lot of playwrights. I wrote J.K. Rowling because I had just read the 8th book or whatever book it is that was just a script. Favorite way to start your day? Smoke, caffeine, and laughter. Worst name you've ever been called by anyone? Bitch. Alright, so now we're going to the ones that I haven't written down yet. I have yet to answer. Do you believe in fate or that a person... Do you believe in fate or that a person shapes their own destiny? That's a good question because I've been watching Vikings a lot lately. And, I also haven't had an energy drink since Tuesday. This is the first one since Tuesday. Since Wednesday. It's been such an... Because Amazon sent me a fucking box of hangers instead of my energy drinks and was like, here you go. That's your package. That's what you ordered, right? And I was like, I've ordered this 3 times in the last few weeks. You know what I want. Took some extra days. And the lady, when I called Amazon, they're like, you can have those hangers, you can get rid of them, donate them, use them, whatever the fuck. And she was like, your drinks will be there June 1st. June 1st passed, so I had to call and say they never got here. Which is first world problem. And is that fate? I don't know. So, fate would mean that we don't have control of our destiny. Everything we think we've made these choices about and shit, they've been made for us. Or do we have our own choices that shape our own destiny? Sometimes I think it's right now I think it's a combination of both. We have a destiny, but we choose our path to get there. Maybe. When getting ready for a party, what takes you forever? Just get in the shower. Once I shower, it's like, it's all right, I'm going. But I'm sitting down, I'm watching clips, I'm smoking, I'm chilling. I'm like, I don't want to get in the shower yet. And then once I'm in there, I don't want to get out. Sometimes. Do you still have feelings for an ex that never gone away? No. Are you okay going out alone? Yes. Or do you prefer to have company? Of course I prefer to have company, but I'd rather not go to the grocery store. I used to force my son to go with me, now he won't go. So I don't go. Are you okay? Oh, I already said that. What is one thing you change about the current city you live in now? The allergies. Right now it's like the worst place for allergies. Here's one that I did answer. Have you ever been bobbing for apples? And I said, I think so when I was back in the 90s when I was a kid. What's the longest road trip you've ever done in a car so far? Where'd you go? So we went 2 places. One time we went to Florida in a van. And when I was a kid, and then another time we went to New Hampshire in a van when I was a kid for a wedding. What have you been accused of being irrational about? My anger. Do you need to write down things to remember them? Yeah. Sometimes. Depends on the thing. Have you ever sailed a boat? No, but I've been on a cruise and a regular little boat on the lake with Holden's family. Forgot about that. Who is the most drama-filled person you know, and what do they do? It's a toss-up between either my sister and myself. And we just get mad. If ketchup wasn't available, what would you do? What would you like to dip your fries in? Lately, I've been trying to just eat them dry because I've been trying to eat my fries fried. Dry because the ketchup has so much sugar. Are you good at owning your mistakes? Lately, I've been better at it than in the past. What do you think about the sound of your voice? I love it. And what do you think you sound like? An amazing person. Nah, what do I sound like? I was gonna say God. but then I don't want to get struck down. I sound like Morgan Freeman, the Hispanic version. What was the last book you read? Sum it up in one word. Oh, I read this book by my coworker's nephew called Change Your Mind, Change Your Life. And it's intelligent. What question are you too embarrassed to ask anyone? There's not a lot of questions I'm embarrassed to ask. But it just depends on who I'm asking. If it's a homeboys, I'm asking anything. And if it's my dad, I'm not asking very many questions. What's your favorite type of tree? I don't know. But this one right here in front behind my house, beautiful tree. I love it so much. Oak, birch, no clue. What game show do you think you'd win the most money on? Probably Family Feud. With Steve Harvey. Dun, 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 dun. How would you describe your decorating style in a few simple terms? Very simple and minimal. Okay, I'm not a good decorator, as you can see. All right, I'm gonna take a break. Come right back with our topics. Excuse me. So recently I found out that the birds that I thought were brown thrashers were actually the female version of what I thought were crows. Oh, I just saw a gray blue heron, like a baby one, like a small one. Oh, they're flying around my yard. My yard. The gray blue heron, it had kids around here somewhere, and there's two of them that are just cute as fuck. So what I thought was the brown thrasher was the female version of a grackle, right? And the great-tailed grackle was what looks like a crow. They're small. So lately, in my backyard, I've been seeing either a crow or a raven. I'm not sure. I've been looking that up. But that'll come another week. This week, we're going to talk about snails. Because, it rains, you see them. You accidentally kill them. Crunchy, crunchy. But snails, symbolism, spirit animal. Animalhype.com says that the snail is associated with wisdom, slow progress, persistence, patience, peace, self-care, and harmony. It's a gentle creature that carries its home wherever it goes. They also symbolize self-love and self-care above everything else, retreating into their shell at the first sign of danger. SymbolGenie.com says a snail totem is a symbol of transformation and new beginnings. Snails are known for their ability to move slowly and methodically. They're also known for their ability to carry their homes on their backs. And I carry my backpack a lot. And I carry everything in there I need. Allergy medicine for a spray, eye drops, pills, wipes, chapstick. SymbolGenie.com. This is a symbolic reminder that we can all make our own homes no matter where we are in life. Escargot-world.com says that snail symbolism, these are people who eat it because that's what escargot is when you cook it. Snail symbolism holds a deep and intriguing significance in many cultures and belief systems. These gentle creatures carry their protective homes with them wherever they go. As a result, snails are often associated with wisdom, patience, persistence, as well as self-care and harmony. And then they kill them and eat them. Richard A. Lois says that .com says that snails are a symbol of endurance, resistance, determination. A snail can be seen as the bearer of good news because they move slow enough for you to notice their progress towards something, which then becomes an accomplishment at some point down the road or line, only if you stick with your goals long term, among other things. Spirit-animals.com says that the snail symbolism is also letting you know that you have to use your time wisely. However, you also have to realize that you do have time for everything. Thus, you should divide your priorities and set up a block of time each day to create steady progress in all of your projects. The whole process is a simple exercise in time management. Millerskill.com says that some 4 meanings of snail symbolism. Learn to live at your own pace. Always be kind. Reevaluate your diet. And you need to come out of your shell. Journeysoflife.com says that the symbolism of snails is connected to wisdom for the same reason that they're associated with patience. They don't act hastily, they're not loud or flashy, and they live their whole lives at a slow, deliberate pace. When you see a snail, consider its powers of observation. Very interesting. Let me check the camera and we'll move on to angel number of the week. Alright. Camera is a go. Camera's a go-go. Shout out to Yerba Mate Guyaki. Had to put it on ice. Alright, sunscience.org. Angel number of the week. 282 is a symbol of discernment. This is a message from the angel numbers advising you to begin embracing all the feelings about yourself and others that you are having. Do not ignore these feelings. These feelings will help you and others so that mistakes do not happen. 22 tells you that you are gifted. Oh, 22 used to be my favorite Dallas Cowboys jersey number, Evan Smith. Angelnumber.org says that 282 is a message from your guardian angels informing you that you are soon going to experience wealth and abundance manifesting into your reality. The angels are congratulating you on your good work in manifesting your desires, especially the ones related to your material abundance. The secret of the tarot.com says that 282, therefore, is a sign that wealth and abundance are constantly streaming into your life due to your positive attitude and belief in yourself. It may also be a suggestion that you should begin or grow an already existing spiritual profession or career. MindYourBodySoul.com says that 282 is a message from your angels that wealth and abundance are being manifested for you because of your regular positive affirmations, visualizations, self-belief, and hard work. Angels urge you to find the right balance between your material and spiritual aspirations so that you have peace and contentment in your life. Excuse me. SpiritNumber.com says 282 is a message from your angels that wealth and abundance is flowing steadily into your life due to your persistent positive affirmations, visualization, self-belief, and positive attitude. Your angels encourage you to keep up the good work and allow miracles to happen in your life. Find a comfortable balance between your material and spiritual world, and you will have peace and harmony. Angelnumber.onl says that 282 symbolizes creativity, self-expression, communication, teamwork, and harmony. Balance, harmony in business, wealth, peace, prosperity, diplomacy, and relationships, partnerships, and learning from experiences, and the ability to be a part of a fusion of all these factors. All right, let me blow my nose and take a break, and we'll be right back with Dreamy. What the fuck? Why is there? Hey, who put this in here? Somebody's fired. Somebody's already fired for making me do the camera work. Alright. Dreaming. To dream of travel. MindBodyGreen.com says that reasons you may be dreaming about traveling. You could be craving freedom. According to dream expert Leslie Ellis, PhD, Dreaming about travel can indicate that you're on a quest for freedom. MillersGuild.com says you could be stressed about your current financial situation. You are delighted in your personal life. An unexpected opportunity might change your life significantly. You yearn for some creative stimulation. You are progressing very well on a professional level, or you feel overwhelmed and exhausted. MichaelRolson.com says to be traveling in a dream as a symbol of movement in life journey, in life/journey of life. When seeing yourself traveling in a dream, either by car, by train, by ferry, etc., well, then it is usually about your own journey in life, the inner and outer development you are going through. MindYourBodySoul.com says that dreaming about traveling might be a sign that you desire a change of pace in your life, that you want a break from your routine, or that you want to see something new and different. Traveling dreams are typically signs of an imminent shift in your life or an inward transition. When it comes to vacation packing, there's nothing like it. DreamChrist.com says that the dream of traveling with someone is a good sign. It shows that you are with other people in your life journey, and that whenever you need help, people you love will support you. If you have dreamed about your family, your spouse, or even friends, this is a sign that they will always be by your side when you need it. DreamGlossary.com says to dream of traveling to a familiar place, traveling to a place you know well in a dream is a good sign. Such dreams predict the beginning of good and interesting projects. There is a chance that you will finally gather enough courage to turn your hobby into a profitable job. Interesting. All right. Let's see. Let's take a break, then we'll come back with anxiety news. Oh. Anxiety news with your host, Christopher Chaos, which is a new comic book. So just with Chris Chaos, your host, Chris Chaos, rapper. Chris X Chaos, the podcaster. I don't know what my name is, guys. I've always had an identity crisis. Never knew if I wanted to be Dr. X or Little X or Mr. X or Big X or Dinosaur X or whatever. Ended up being Lil X, aka Kane. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I want to make sure it's recording. I'm assuming it's recording. It's probably annoying to those listening. But y'all the real ones, keeping it real with the real ones. Keeping it 100. Alright. So, stress versus anxiety. Understanding the key differences. This is from WTOP.com. Let's see. This came out April 25th, 2023 at 8 p.m. What is stress? Skipping. How many times have you said I'm stressed and I'm anxious, or mentioned having anxiety without ever getting an official diagnosis? If you're like most of us, the answer is probably a lot. Stress and anxiety are two buzzwords that in casual conversations we often use interchangeably. But according to mental health experts, the words have different meanings, and one shouldn't be used in place of the other. Blah, blah, blah. But what's the difference really? Exactly, and how much does this difference matter? So, what is stress? Stress is a state of worry or mental confusion evoked by difficult situations known as stressors, says Dr. Sandra Pisano, a clinical psychologist and director of behavioral health at Ultimate Health Services in LA. Stressors can be just about anything, including things like problems at work, financial turmoil, or friendship disagreements. Feeling stressed is our body's natural response to these situations that tell us there is a challenge or threat that needs to be addressed, says Pisano. When you start to feel stressed, your body releases cortisol, appropriately dubbed as the stress hormone. Cortisol has other purposes too, including aiding in metabolism control, blood pressure regulation, and reducing inflammation. And it affects almost every system of the body. When it comes to stress response, cortisol is known for boosting our energy and increasing our ability to stay alert, sometimes pushing the limits of alertness into a fight or flight. Some physical symptoms of stress include a weakened immune system, which can lead to things like fatigue, increased vulnerability to catching new sicknesses, and a slower healing time for illnesses or injuries. Over time, this can also put people at increased risk for conditions like a heart attack or stroke. Excuse me. Upset stomach, nausea, dysregulation, let's get down, of the reproductive system, like missing a period. Trouble sleeping or irregular sleep patterns, muscle tension. Some emotional symptoms of stress include mood changes like feeling irritable, angry, or overwhelmed, unable to relax, racing thoughts, sadness, a decrease in your sense of humor. Every person reacts differently to stressors, so not all people will experience the same symptoms, says Pisano. Not everyone can identify their stressor either, but most can, she adds. A decrease in your sense of humor. So everybody's just stressed out that's complaining about comedy. Dealing with stressors isn't fun, but the thing is, when they go away, for example, no more work, so does the feeling of stress. This isn't the case with anxiety, which is persistent even in the absence of the stressor. What is anxiety? I like that description of the difference. Anxiety is the presence of stress symptoms with or without a stressor. Clinically, we define, keep scrolling too far. Clinically, we define anxiety as a behavioral health diagnosis that we can give treatments for. We think of stressors or stress as triggers that are bringing an episodes of anxiety, says Dr. David Merrill, adult and geriatric psychiatrist and director of the Pacific Neuroscience Institute's Pacific Brain Health Center at Providence St. Johnson's Health Center in Santa Monica, California. Stressors can serve as a trigger for anxiety if they, for example, induce out of control or catastrophic thoughts that linger after the difficult situation is resolved, says Pisano. But people can also experience anxiety without ever feeling a stressor. Physical symptoms of anxiety involve cortisol release and are similar to physical symptoms of stress. They can include shaking, sweating, tremors, feeling flushed, cold sweats, a rapid heart rate, muscle tension, nausea or vomiting, rapid shallow breathing, difficulty breathing, vision changes, muscle twitches. Emotional symptoms of anxiety are also similar to those of stress, which can include feeling irritable, angry, or overwhelmed, being unable to relax, ruminating on certain things, racing thoughts, sadness, a decreased sense of humor. Anxiety versus anxiety disorder. Not everyone who feels anxiety is diagnosed with anxiety disorder. People with anxiety disorder may experience anxiety often and out of the blue and without any clear triggers, says Merrill. That's when you might want to get therapy for anxiety or try medication for anxiety, or the combination of both. Seeing a trained clinician can help you figure out if your anxiety is improved by treatment, and if so, what type of treatment to pursue. As for how anxious you should be feeling to seek professional help, Merrill says not to set a limit. Any kinds of signs that jump out should be indicators to seek help, he adds. If you're not able to complete the task that you want to, again, whether it's responsibilities with family or at work or in your personal life, taking care of yourself, or if your day-to-day functioning is diminished because of your feelings of anxiety, it is time. Stressors and post-traumatic stress disorder. PTSD is an intense mental health diagnosis that involves intense anxiety induced by a major stressor. The terminology is suddenly completely overlapping, says Merrill. If you're just looking at the English word, it's right there in the name, post-traumatic stress disorder. In contrast to general anxiety, you can't have post-traumatic stress disorder unless you have the stressor, the exposure to the traumatic event. Traumatic events can include witnessing death or abuse, among other things. For example, veterans may experience PTSD from experiences in combat. Why mental health language matters. Most people who misuse the term stress and anxiety probably aren't doing so maliciously, but that doesn't mean that they haven't had an unwanted impact. Pisano encourages people to educate themselves on these terms and make an effort to use them correctly and respectfully. We don't want to stigmatize or pathologize people who are dealing with stress or anxiety, she says. It is important for everyone to know the difference and access support when needed. Our ignorance may be attributed to a larger lack of mental health education in the U.S. and stigma surrounding conditions, she adds. To build this up, Pisano advocates for more open communication, safe spaces for people struggling, and financial investments in mental health programs to bring down barriers for people who cannot afford care. Interesting. So now I don't know what the fuck I have, but I'm still taking an anxiety pill and a depression pill, but they're actually both like anxiety pills. So I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, and sometimes weed helps and sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it makes it worse, but it is what it is. Life is a dangerous path, my friends. We'll be right back with your movie review of the week, of the month. But we'll be back next week because we're on summer vacation, so now we can catch up. We had to take a month off, ladies and gentlemen, a little vacation from the podcast. Right back. Let's all go to the movies. Let's all go to the movies. I don't know if that's copyright. Hopefully it's not. Alright. So this movie I watched a while back. And it's pretty good. It's funny. It's exciting. It's interesting. It's based on a true story. War Dogs. There's a 2016 American film directed by Todd Phillips and written by Jason Smilovic, and Stephen Chin, based on a 2011 Rolling Stone article by Guy Lawson, as well as Ephraim DeVeroli's 2016 memoir, Once a Gun Runner, as outlined in an ongoing lawsuit. Lawson then wrote a 2015 book, Arms and the Dudes, detailing the story. The film follows two arms dealers, Ephraim DeVeroli and David Packhouse, who received a U.S. Army contract to supply ammunition for the Afghan National Army, worth approximately $300 million. The film, which has an unreliable narrator, is heavily fictionalized and dramatized, and some of its events, such as the duo driving through Iraq, were either invented or based on other events, such as screenwriter Stephen Chin's own experiences. Interesting. The film stars Jonah Hill, Miles Teller, Ana de Armas, and Bradley Cooper, who also co-produced. Filming began on March 2nd, 2015 in Romania. The film premiered in New York City on August 3rd, 2016 and was theatrically released by Warner Bros. Pictures on August 19, 2016. It received mixed reviews from critics and grossed $86 million. Hill received a Golden Globe nomination for his performance. Initially, Jesse Eisenberg and Shia LaBeouf were set to star in the film. However, Jonah Hill and Miles Teller were eventually cast. Further casting was announced in early 2015, with Ana de Armas joining in February and J.B. Blank joining in March. Screenwriter Stephen Chin based many of the incidents on his own experiences in Iraq. Who is this guy? This mysterious man. Shooting was initially set to begin late April 2015 in Miami for several weeks. According to SSN Insider, filming began on March 2nd. Who cares? So Jonah plays Ephraim DeVeroli, born December 20th, 1985. He's an American former arms dealer and author. His company, AEY Incorporated, was a major weapons contractor for the U.S. Department of Defense. The U.S. government suspended AEY for violating his contract after AEY provided Chinese ammunition and attempted to hide the origins by repackaging it as being from Hungary. thus violating the American arms embargo against China. As a result of the publicity surrounding the contract and the age of the arms dealers, Diveroli was 21 and his partner was 25 when AEY landed the ammunition deal. The United States Army began a review of its contracting procedures. So they had to change the whole game up because they're like, these little fucks. No offense to the guys. They're pretty smart, but, they fucked up. Diveroli was sentenced to 4 years in federal prison. He's a central subject of the Todd Phillips film War Dogs, released in 2016, as we said before. It's a funny movie. It's a good movie. It's one of, it's also kind of scary a little bit. Like, it's kind of cool. Like, it's one of Jonah Hill. It's one of my favorite roles that he played, because it's not like a usual role that he plays. And his homeboy, whatever his name, he's not Miles Teller. He's pretty good. He plays a pretty good main character. And his girlfriend, Ana de Armas, she plays it pretty well. And it's pretty cool when you hear the true story. I saw like a clip of the guy, the main character, like in an interview. He was saying at first it wasn't gonna be a big deal, like they weren't indicted or nothing. But then some article got released, and then they're like, "Oh, we gotta do something about it. We gotta make an example of you guys." But it's a funny story. It's a good story. Check it out if you feel like. Where did I watch it? I watched it for free. I think it was on Prime or some shit. Who knows? It's not that great, but I give it a 4 or a solid 3.5, 3.7. Yo. Let's all go to the movies. Hopefully they don't sue me. Let's all go to the movies. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Badass woman in history. Elisa Leonida Zamfirescu, born November 10th, 1887 and passed November 25th, 1973, was a Romanian engineer who was one of the first women to obtain a degree in engineering. She was born in the Romanian town of Galati, but qualified in Berlin. During World War I, she managed a hospital in Romania. Early life and education. Elisa Zamfirescu was born in Galati, Romania, November 10, 1887. Her father, Atanasi Leonida, was a career officer, while her mother, Matilda Gill, was the daughter of a French-born engineer. Interesting. So she was one of 11 children. Among her siblings were Dimitri Leonida, also an engineer, and George Leonida, a sculptor. George Leonida was born either 1892-93 and passed 42. Was a Romanian sculptor known for creating the head of Christ the Redeemer, the statue of Jesus Christ in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So her brother, whoa, that's pretty cool. Due to prejudices against women in the sciences, Zamfirescu was rejected by the School of Bridges and Roads in Bucharest. In 1909, she was accepted at the Royal Academy of Technology, Berlin, Charlottenburg. She graduated in 1912 with a degree in engineering. It has been claimed that Zamfirescu was the world's first female engineer. I'm sorry if I'm chopping up her name. But Englishwoman Nina Cameron Graham also gained a degree in civil engineering in 1912 from the University of Liverpool, and the Irish engineer Alice Perry graduated 6 years before either of them in 1906. So really the first female engineer with a degree was Alice Perry from Ireland. Career. Returning to Romania, Zamfirescu worked as an assistant at the Geological Institute of Romania. During World War I, she joined the Red Cross and ran a hospital at Maraseti, Romania. In 1917, her hospital received the wounded from the Battle of Masaretti between the German and the Romanian armies. It was a victory by Romania over 28 days, during which there were over 12,000 Romanian and over 10,000 of the invaders who were wounded. Around this time, she met and married chemist Constantin Zamfirescu, brother of the politician and writer Duilu Zamfirescu. After the war, Zamfirescu returned to the Geological Institute. She led several geology laboratories and participated in various field studies, including some that identified new resources of coal, shale, natural gas, chromium, bauxite, and copper. Zamfirescu also taught physics and chemistry, later life and death. Zamfirescu retired in 1963, age 75. In retirement, she was involved in activism for disarmament. She died at the age of 86 on the 25th of November in 1973. An award for women working in science and technology was established in her name, the Premio Eliza Leonida Zamfirescu. Honors and awards. Zamfirescu was the first woman member of AGIR, which is the General Association of Romanian Engineers. A street in Sector 1 of the Bucharest bears her name, and she was honored with the Google Doodle on the anniversary of her birthday in 2018. The first Google Doodle honored the 1998 edition of the long-running annual Burning Man event in I don't know why I wrote this, but it says, the first Google Doodle honored the 1998 edition of the long-running annual Burning Man event in Black Rock City, Nevada, and was designed by co-founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin to notify users of their absence in case the servers crashed. So like, we're going to Burning Man. But anyway, she was a badass. Out of 11 kids, she survived. Badass woman in history. Alright, now we gotta play some music. We gotta bust the flow. You already know. Let's check the camera, bro. Yo. Then I gotta take off like a plane. Insane. Puffing on some motherfucking Jane in my brain for the pain. But also feeling so cool. What it do? I'm a rule. Not a tyrant, I'm a king. I'm so fair. In the air is my hair. Do you dare? That's how the poets go in Vikings. Yo, this was complicated, savage. I made it. This is X-rated. All the haters that have hated. All the punks congregated. All the lovers elevated. All the people congregated. To my squad we gated. In the community. But we open up the gates. It's new to me. Let it do what it do to me. Talk about the spirits, the souls. Nah, I don't like that. I fucked up, guys. The flow is fucked up. I haven't freestyled in over a month. Just so you know. Just so you really know, I ain't bust no flow in over a month. So please be nice. I'm gonna make some fucking rice with some beans and some meat. I don't have tortilla, so I had to use chips. I had no dip. Man, what's this shit? Man, I'm gonna rip when it comes to these beats. And I always got the heat when it comes to these streets. People talk shit, and I always gotta say it. And I always gotta spray it, and I always gotta play it. Man, I'm the king when it comes to these flows. Everybody talk shit, but they really know. Every time I drop seeds, yeah, they about to grow. Every time I drop flows, yeah, they about to go. When they hear them in their ears, people talk shit, but they always know their fears. King came in the booth. What it do? What's the use? Everybody scramble. I go handle. like Harambe with you handle. Give you a can of whoop ass and some Campbell's. Alright. That's alright. Whatever. Love y'all. Shout out to Luis Puente for the beats. Coming at you live from the streets. See you on the next one.